if I told you that right now, right beneath your feet, Newcastle upon Tyne is quietly transforming street by street, brick by brick. Welcome back to your fortnightly Newcastle construction and restoration update, where we visit all the usual spots, uncover what's changed and track the progress shaping the future of the city. So starting this week, we're back up at Castle Leazes, where construction is continuing on the new Students' Village for Newcastle University. This has quickly become one of the most interesting projects to follow on the channel, because the pace of the work here is genuinely impressive. Each time we visit, the site looks different, and the amount of progress made in just a couple of weeks is amazing. As we pan around the site, you can really start to appreciate the sheer size and scale of this development. A few viewers of the channel have already pointed this out, and they're absolutely right. This is far bigger than what stood here before. You can see just how much of the site is now taken up by the new structure. What once felt like a cleared construction area is now beginning to look like a major new students' village taking shape. This is the kind of project where the drone views really help to tell the story. From ground level, you get a sense of the activity, but from there you can see the full layout, the footprint, and the way each section is starting to connect together. One of the biggest changes this week is the amount of steelwork now in place. The first few core lift shafts, which we've been watching over recent updates, have now started to be joined together by the steel frame. This is a key moment in the build because it's where the project really begins to move from separate vertical structures into one connected building. As we move across the site, you can see the steelwork linking through the cores, creating the framework that will eventually support the floors and form the main structure of the new accommodation. Moving over towards the back of the site, the cores we've been following over the last few weeks are continuing to rise rapidly. They're really starting to move skywards now, and this gives us a much clearer sense of the final height and the mass of the development. This is one of the most exciting parts of watching construction project like this. For a while, everything seems to be happening at ground level, foundations, preparation, groundwork and concrete pours, then suddenly the site begins to climb and the skyline starts to change. That is exactly what we're seeing here at Castle Leazes. Moving round towards the very front of the site, there's still plenty of steel lying ready to be installed. That tells us there's a lot more progress to come over the next couple of weeks. Based on the pace we've seen so far, by the time we return for the next update, this site could look very different again. More steelwork should be in place, more sections may be connected, and those cores at the back could even be higher. This is exactly why Castle Leazes is such a fascinating project to follow. So that's the latest look at Newcastle University's new Students' Village here at Castle Leazes. What was once a busy construction site on Leazes Park Road is now starting to look like a finished student accommodation building. Starting down at the front, the first thing you notice is just how much complete the building is looking now. With every visit, more finishing touches are appearing, and this time, one of the biggest changes is the new signage above the front doors. The Vita students branding has now been fitted, giving the entrance a much more finished and professional look. There is also more signage on the corner of the old Georgian building, which helps tie the older part of the site into the new development. And when we spin the camera round, you can see the same company has another building straight across the street, showing just how much students' accommodation is now part of this area. Outside the front, another noticeable change is the pavement. The pavement has now been replaced, which makes the front of the building look much cleaner and more complete. It also gives us a better idea of how the finished street scene will look once the works are wrapped up. These smaller details can sometimes be easy to miss, but they make a big difference to the overall appearance of the development. Now let's take a walk round the back and see what's happening there. Panning along the building, you can see the upper floor windows have now been cleaned up and the exterior is looking much sharper than before. There are still a few lower floor windows left to sort, but overall the building is looking much closer to completion. The black fence that we saw going up in the last update is still not fully finished, but it's definitely more complete than it was 2 weeks ago. Looking around the ground, you can see that block paving has been laid in the courtyard area. There also appears to be some kind of planter going in, which will probably have seating around it once complete. This should help turn the courtyard into a more usable outdoor space for the students living here. Down beside the main entrance, a canopy has now been fitted, adding another finished feature to the building. However, there's still some signs of work left to do. You can still see a few holes in the brickwork further up the structure, and on the old Georgian building, the drain pipes are still not complete. Looking along the Leazes Park side of the site, it's pretty much the same story as round the back. The upper floor windows have all been cleaned up along the top, making this side of the building much tidier and closer to completion. There is still one small section of scaffolding standing in the top corner, so there's clearly a little bit of work still to finish off. But compared to the earlier visits, this side of the site is now looking much more complete. So that's the latest update from the Vita Students' Accommodation here on Leazes Park Road. Now moving down to Pottery Lane, where the new Potter's Wharf apartment blocks are being built by Olympian Homes. Starting up on the Redgate Bridge as usual, where you get one of the best views across the whole Potter's Wharf development. From up here, the first thing you notice is that most of the site is still covered in scaffolding. At a quick glance, especially round the back, it does not look like there has been much progress since the last update 2 weeks ago. But this is one of those sites where you have to look a little closer. Down below, you can see that work is still continuing on the retaining wall, with the brick covering still being added, and at the tallest part of the structure, the brickwork is now almost complete. So while the skyline might not have changed dramatically, there's definitely progress happening across the exterior. Now, moving down onto Pottery Lane itself for a closer look at ground level. Along the site, there's still plenty of framing for the internal walls lying outside, waiting to be fitted. These pieces give a good reminder that a lot of the next stage of progress is happening inside the buildings, not just on the outside. And I've also learned something. They are not using full bricks on parts of the exterior, they're using something called brick slips. Brick slips are thin sections that look like traditional brickwork once they are installed, and from a distance you would never know the difference. It really shows how convincing they are on a finished property. Looking between the two buildings now, more of the scaffolding has been removed towards the back of what I've been calling Building 2. Moving further on, a lot more scaffolding has also come down along the far side. That makes the building feel a bit more complete now, especially compared with earlier updates where the whole site felt much more enclosed. But down at the very bottom of the site, groundworks are still ongoing. The trench carrying the electric feed is still open and has not yet been filled in, so there's clearly still utility work to finish before this part of the site can be properly closed up. And finally, outside on the road, the utility work is still ongoing as well. So while we're seeing progress on the buildings themselves, there's still a fair amount happening around the site to connect everything up and finish the surrounding infrastructure. So Potter's Wharf is slowly moving from a heavy construction site into something that is starting to look more like a finished development. That's the latest update from Pottery Lane and the new Potter's Wharf apartment blocks. What a difference 2 weeks can make. We're back at Collier Square for another look at the new Pilgrim Place development. Starting at the lower end of the site, you can immediately see that work has continued at a steady pace. The brickwork is now climbing further up the side of the building, giving us a much clearer idea of how this part of the structure is beginning to take shape. It's one of those changes that might seem gradual from day to day, but when you compare it to the last update 2 weeks ago, the progress is clear. Looking through the windows, there's plenty of building materials stored inside, showing just how active the site is still behind the outer shell. As we look further up the building, more ducting work has been completed inside. This is the kind of progress that often goes unnoticed from the street, but is an important part of the build. While the outside of the development is becoming more finished, there's still a huge amount of internal work going on behind the scenes. And if we look in the gap between the two buildings, we can now see the first windows beginning to appear on this side of the structure. That is a big visual change, because once windows start going in, the buildings quickly begin to feel more complete. Moving across to the second building, we can see more signs of progress here as well. More ducting has been completed inside, and the structure is continuing to move forward both externally and internally. Now moving around to Warwick Street side of the building, the glass and panel work is looking very close to being completed along this side of the structure. This is probably one of the most notable changes from street level. The panels and glazing are giving the building a much sharper, more finished appearance, and you can really start to imagine how this part of the development will look once everything is fully complete. 2 weeks ago there was still quite a lot to watch here, but now this elevation is really starting to come together. As we continue around the back of the site, the progress becomes even clearer. The glass panels now look complete on the first building, and a lot more panels have gone in on the other building as well. This part of the development has changed quite a bit, and overall the shape and the finish of the building is now much easier to see. But the main thing you'll notice here is that one of the cranes is in the process of being removed from the site. That's always a major milestone on a construction project. It usually means that the heavier lifting work is now complete and the project is moving into a different phase. Looking inside, you can also see some framing starting to go up within the structure. This gives us another glimpse of the internal progress being made. While the exterior panels, brickwork and glass are the most obvious changes from the outside, the internal layout is beginning to take shape. So that's the latest from the new Pilgrim Place development at Carlisle Square. The biggest changes this time are the rise in brickwork, the progress on the glazing and panels, the first windows appearing on the side of the building, more internal ducting and framing, and the crane removal now taking place on site. You'd think after more than 2 years of pavement improvement works, Northumberland Street would finally be finished. But here we are, months after the planned April completion date, and the work is still ongoing. Starting at the top end around the Haymarket area, pins are looking mostly complete. This section is certainly much tighter than it has been in the past. At first glance, you might think the whole project is finally close to being wrapped up. But as we move further down Northumberland Street, it quickly becomes clear that there's still quite a bit left to do. But as we continue down the street, the story changes. There are several areas where work is ongoing, with barriers, temporary surfaces and sections that are clearly not finished yet. And what makes it even more frustrating is that some of the areas which appear to have already been completed have now been cordoned off again. That means sections people may have thought were finally done are back behind barriers, adding to the feeling that this project just keeps dragging on. Right down towards the bottom, there's still quite a large area surrounded by barriers. This part of the street looks like it still needs a fair amount of work before it can be opened up properly. And as you can see here, there is also quite a large hole in this section, showing that there's still more going on below the surface. So while parts of Northumberland Street are looking much better, the lower sections shows that the job is not quite finished yet. And that brings us to the end of this update. If you've enjoyed the video, please leave a comment with your thoughts. I'd love to hear what you think about the projects we've covered today. And don't forget to give the video a massive thumbs up because it really helps the channel grow. If you've not already done so, please consider subscribing to 55 Degrees North and hit that bell notification for when I release more videos. A massive thank you for watching. I will see you next time, right here on 55 Degrees North.